Okay. All right, hold on. We're back. Are we back? Maybe. Are we good? Okay, I'm pulling a good bit rate. I'm pulling like a 6K bit rate. I'm pulling a 6K bit rate. I'm pulling. Okay. I think we're cooking. I think we're actually cooking. I think I increased my bit rate to about like 12K. I was looking at another YouTuber and they had about that bit rate whilst multi-streaming. So I'm hoping, because I would like the YouTube viewers to also be able to watch the stream and enjoy the Snowy show. Hopefully we can do that. Maybe. Why is it lagging on YouTube now, brother? Oh no, maybe hold on, maybe it's it might just be my Mozilla. Mozilla seems to have problems. Why is this the thumbnail? Oh, okay. We good? I think we're good. Oh. Huh? Dude, it's so low quality. It's 480p. Oh, yeah, no, that's on there. Huh? I don't know. I'll be honest. IDK Chief. IDK. I just want to make sure that I can actually do this. Oh, God. Live. How do I... this one? Here we are. Are we pulling? Be gone, bot. Be gone. I can't ban them? No shot. Okay. Stream. Excellent connection. Okay. 360. Analytics. Stream health. Okay, it says that we're healthy. All right. I think we're going to be good. Chat, I think we're going to be able to do this. Anyway, like I was saying previously, yes, I made a video about the economy, or hey, $6 coffee shouldn't make it so that buying a $6 cup of coffee should not be a, oh, I can't pay my bills now. It should not be that way. It just shouldn't. And the fact that it is for a lot of people is frustrating to me. To others, however, it is a sign that that person in particular is not good at. It's not. What was I saying? Gosh darn it. Oh, yeah. I don't know, Chief. It's frustrating. Anyway, yeah, so the fact that a $6 cup of coffee for a lot of people is difficult. It's difficult to afford. It's frustrating to me, but for a lot of other people, it's a sign of, oh, well, you didn't budget well enough. You didn't budget well enough, and that's like a you problem. That's a personal problem. And you know, I just kind of have a hard time. I just kind of have a hard time with that, if I'm being honest. Okay, hold on, bumping up the bit rate again. Maybe, yeah, I'm just gonna keep messing with this until yeah, so you should be able to buy a $6 cup of coffee. I don't care how much time you work. If you work 20 hours a week or if you work 100 hours a week, you should be able to buy a $6 cup of coffee and not miss your bills. All right, I guess this is a hot take. Now I would have to assume that this is because financial literacy isn't the best, but that's okay. That's okay. We can get someplace. We can get somewhere. People can learn. People can do better. We could care for each other. We could care for each other more than we do now. I believe there will be a time and place where we live in a world where everyone cares for each other, and everybody understands that people have a hard time, and just because you don't know how to budget doesn't mean you shouldn't deserve things. It's like, I don't care if you're poor, you should be able to have a cake. You should be able to eat sweets. You should be able to have ice cream. I don't care how much money you make, how much you work. Like, come on. It's the big year of 2025. Let's help people out. Let's help people out. Okay. Anyway, so what we're going to do now is we are going to move into our main show. Yay, main show. Yeah, I massively bumped up my bit rate, and it seems like we're doing well. Okay, what's that? Is this oh shoot, hold on. Gosh darn it. All right, we're good. It's one problem after another. It always is, but that's okay. That's okay. We're still here. We're still here. Anywho, main section of today's show, we are going to be talking about Call of Duty should have failed years ago. So why hasn't it? I think this is an interesting topic because of a couple reasons. First off, Call of Duty Black Ops 7 just released today, so we are going to be playing that whilst we're talking about this subject. But also, I think there's a kind of larger discussion I want to have that I don't think I've seen other people talk about. And we'll get into that. But first, the base. So my idea is that with Call of Duty Black Ops 7, it's been about 18 years of constant releases from the Call of Duty franchise. So I'm saying 18 years very specifically because Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare was, in my mind, the standard that the Call of Duty franchise has built itself off. And since then, over these past 18 years, I think people have gotten very much exhausted with the franchise. I personally believe the franchise has stagnated quite a lot, but also, I do believe that it's gotten a lot pricier too. We see that with the $70 price tag. It used to be $60. We see that with map packs. If you remember older Call of Duty titles, map packs used to be a thing. So you would I think it might have been every 4 or so months, a new map pack would come out. So you get like 4 new maps. You would get maybe a new gun. Now in Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, I think this might have been a thing. I'm not exactly too sure. I don't remember it. I think I remember it clearly in Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty, the 2009. Yeah, the 2009 Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And from then, there were map packs kind of released constantly. Now, I don't remember exactly when they stopped doing this. I don't really remember when. I kind of fell off the franchise since then, since it's kind of moved to this kind of ecosystem of a franchise. We'll get to that. We'll talk about that. But it's kind of in its own ecosystem now. And since it's moved into kind of its own ecosystem, it doesn't really have map packs, right? What it has more is it has battle passes. It's really adopted the battle pass formula. It's adopted the seasonal formula. It has adopted the cosmetic store formula. It is essentially copying a lot from Fortnite. Fortnite's success with this monetization model, it's really adopted it into its own and kind of made it its own thing. And with that, a lot of the time, people will buy the Call of Duty, the base game, which is now $70. But then on top of that, they'll buy the season pass, which is, I think another $20. I might be wrong there. And there's multiple seasons a year. So there's multiple seasons within each yearly release. So instead of just spending $60 like people used to, people are now spending $70, $80, $90+ per year on Call of Duty. So this is becoming a pricier and pricier franchise. Now, you don't have to buy any of that stuff. In fact, you can just play Warzone, which is free. Now, we'll get to that because I think that's actually pretty interesting. But we'll get to that. Regardless, if you just want to play Call of Duty, play the campaign, play the multiplayer, play zombies, you got to drop $70. Or you buy Game Pass. Okay? You got to buy Game Pass. Now this is something that's obviously newer. This is, I think, the two most recent Call of Duty titles have been on Game Pass. And so that obviously drops the price by quite a lot. I actually have Game Pass too. If Call of Duty was not on Game Pass, I would literally never have bought it. So that helps reduce the price a lot, but we'll get to that. And this all begs the question, if after 18 years of constant releases, people are exhausted by the game. You see this online. Specifically, I'm not sure whether this is the majority opinion, but you see a lot of negativity surrounding Call of Duty. A lot of people like it, right? But you see a lot of negativity surrounding Call of Duty. So people are exhausted by the franchise. The franchise, to me, has stagnated. I don't think it's really evolved too much. The arena shooter itself hasn't evolved too much. There's other aspects outside that have evolved, but the general Call of Duty match to match, going into multiplayer, leveling up, that to me hasn't changed too much. And then the price has gone up realistically over the years. And so all that put together, Why has Call of Duty not failed? Oh yeah. Did you want in? Oh. Oh, can you close the door? Sure. Yeah. Okay. All right. So the fundamental question. Let me go back to it. Sorry. The fundamental question is, with these problems existing, people are exhausted. The franchise is stagnating, and it's getting pricier. On top of it's been released 18 years consistently. Why has Call of Duty not died yet? And I think I have an answer. Moving on. The climb. So let me take a step back. Let's explain kind of the setting. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. So this is the original one back in 2007, 18 years ago. This game set the scene for the modern day arena shooter. Now, I say that very specifically because in my mind, every single arena shooter that has come out since has taken much from Call of Duty. And because of that, oh, good morning, Lily. Good morning. How are you doing? It's been a minute. Hope you're doing well. That's good. That's good. So today we are talking about Call of Duty should be dead, the franchise. The franchise Call of Duty should have died a long time ago. Why hasn't it? And so let me go back just so we're on the same page. So I think the reasons why you would think it would have died. No, stop. Stop. Nope, stop. Don't drink that. You silly little cat. You silly little cat. Hold on, sorry. My cat's on my desk. He's stepping on stuff. Yeah, you lay there. Yeah, you lay there. So the main idea as to why I think the game should have died a long time ago is, one, there have been 18 years of constant releases. So since 2007, now I'm using 2007 very specifically because I believe that Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare is really the game that current day Call of Duty is basing itself off. Not Call of Duty 4, or sorry, Call of Duty 3. Call of Duty 3, what was it? Call of Duty 2 is Call of Duty Big Red 1. Call of Duty 2 Big Red 1, funny enough, actually did have a multiplayer mode. Stop. No, stop. This is my water. No, you can't drink out of that. Call of Duty 2 Big Red 1 had a multiplayer mode. I remember playing the Call of Duty 2 multiplayer on my PlayStation 2. I plugged an Ethernet cord into the back and someone was still playing it. I found one other person online playing it. It was actually kind of crazy. And I remember playing it. Now, Call of Duty 3, I don't think had a multiplayer. But Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare was, I believe, this is where everything that the franchise is now stems from that. And so over the past 18 years, I believe people have gotten pretty exhausted by the franchise. I believe that it's stagnated quite a lot in the fact that the arena shooter of Call of Duty hasn't changed too much since Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. And not only that, but the game has gotten a lot more expensive. One, the basic fact that it is now a $70 game rather than a $60 game. Then put on top of the fact that there's a battle pass in which you can buy, which is about $20. And there's a couple battle passes a year, I think 3 or 4. And then on top of that, there's a store in which you could buy all kinds of cosmetics. And so because of all that, the game's gotten a lot more expensive. Now, you don't have to buy any of that, but it being there is, it just kind of draws you in, right? And I've heard also that Call of Duty will use, what do they call it? What do they call it? They call it, okay. Call of Duty will use what's called dark patterns to try to get you psychologically more they try to psychologically get you to buy more stuff by laying out the UI and laying out the store and laying out certain things in certain ways in the game. They try to psychologically push you into spending more money. It's called a dark pattern. Now, I've also heard, I don't know if this game does it or if another game did it, but there was a specific patent made by a large game developer years ago that what essentially it did was you as the player would match up with other players who bought cosmetic packs. And the thought is you playing against those other players and either losing to them or seeing them in game would make you want to buy those yourself. Now, I'm not sure if Call of Duty uses it. I don't know. But, you know, this is the kind of dark pattern that they push. So, you know, the games have gotten a lot pricier. And so with all that being said, there was literally just a new Call of Duty released today, and we're going to be playing it. Call of Duty Black Ops 7, we're going to be playing it. It looks pretty fun. Why? Why, after 18 years, is this franchise still around? Wow. Exactly. The climb. Okay. So let's take a step back. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, I believe, set the scene for modern day arena shooters. If you look at any arena shooter today, you look at Halo Infinite, you look at Fragpunk. It's just right off the top of my head. Fragpunk. Arena shooters all copied Call of Duty. They all copy Call of Duty. They all mimic the things Call of Duty has done. And so I believe, and everything, like I was saying before, has been kind of based off Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare revolutionized the arena shooter. There are certain arena shooters that take design elements from other games, like what's it called? Unreal Tournament. That's a different arena shooter, and that's really the original arena shooter. And so, but a lot of games kind of base arena shooters off of Call of Duty, starting back from Modern Warfare. So Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare was released in 2007. Now, you see it. Okay. 2007 was the year of the shooter game. Halo 3, BioShock, Team Fortress 2, Crysis, and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 all came out in 2007. Right? Hey, don't bite that. Don't bite that. Cat's trying to bite my ukulele. You can't play this. You can't play this. Yeah, you silly little cat. All right. So yeah, 2007 was the year of the shooter game. And also I think it's really important to also mention Another game that came out in 2007. Honestly, I think this game blows all these other games out of the park. And so it should have an honorable mention. The B movie game. Now, I don't think we've ever seen I don't think we've ever seen peak like we have since this game came out. I don't think the world's been the world kind of changed when the B movie game came out. And so, I think it got overshadowed, me personally. But you can see, like, if you go look at trees when they're cut down, you see the rings in them. You can tell when the B movie game came out. Like, you can tell. There is a physical difference on the planet since the game came out. So, like I was saying before, I believe that the arena shooter was quite heavily redefined after Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 came out. But this year, very specifically, a lot was changing. But Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 or 3 or Call of Duty 4. Anyway, it began to change this. Anyway, moving on. The slope. All right. So we're going to be moving into our section about the things that I believe make it so that Call of Duty is actually still around. Why is Call of Duty still around? Why? Hey, nope. Stop. I'm trying to play Call of Duty. Stop. Hold on, I'm switching stuff over. Why? Ba-ba-bum. All right. Let me out. This is music we're listening to. I don't. Oh, this is Destiny. Yes, Lily, I hadn't asked you. So, what do you think of the new model? It's a bit different. It's a bit different from the old one. That's for sure. I want your honest opinion. Oh gosh. How do I? Why? I don't know. So previously I remember telling you I might just drop the horns. And then, but I was talking to someone, and they're like, it's important to have some sort of differentiator. Because if I don't have the horns, I'm just some guy, right? But if I have the horns, I'm not just some guy. I'm a guy with horns. And I'm an Oni. And I have lore too. I think eventually, I will probably do another update to the model, but have it more like, I think eventually I will probably like buy like a whole, the whole thing. Oh, really? Yeah. Shoot. Here, how do I? Okay. Yeah. changed a lot. I don't think I'll get used to it soon. Oh no, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good. Now something that did change a lot is the actual model, like the base model that I'm using. Not like all the stuff on it, but the base model, like the rigging and like the actual like skeletal structure, it updated a lot because that previous model I was using was like half a decade old. So the program I used was a lot older. It was a lot older, a lot rougher. So that's probably part of it, but it's you know, it's also the design aspects that are they're a lot different. So yeah. Training course. Yeah, but eventually we will do like a full like thing. We'll do a full thing with it. Like well, I'll probably get like a 2D model. I don't know. Yeah, we'll probably do like a full thing with it. Yeah, full like another like a 3.0. Yeah, 3.0. Yeah, something. But until then. So this is Call of Duty Black Ops 7. We're gonna do a training course. I'm not too sure. What's happening? Match is about to begin. Okay. Oh, yeah. So the reason I did the reason I did decide to get this model out now rather than like I remember when we last talked is because I spent most of last weekend working on like some of the art assets, and I realized, oh, this is gonna take like a month or two to get done, and like I really wanted to switch to this because I really enjoy how it looks, and so I really want to switch to it. So I was like, well, you know, yeah, we'll we will send it. Just send it.
Here at the Guild, we demand excellence from our employees. This performance evaluation will set expectations for your potential future advancements. Prove you have what it takes to protect the Guild's interests.
Oh, yeah, hey, yeah, no problem. Yeah, no problem. I appreciate you joining. Anyway. Objective. Okay, I think this is all just pretty basic. This is all pretty basic. Just training. Gosh, does this game feel good. Oh my goodness. Ah, this game feels good. You think I could have? Yeah, I felt when I was working on it, I was, you know, I could have, but as I was working on this stuff, I just, you know, I just...
That level of performance will be rewarded.
I'm not too sure.
We provide access
to
bleeding-edge technology. In return, we expect results.
Yeah, all right, well, you know. Because it's not going to be, like, professional quality. Whoa. Yeah, it's not gonna be like, Did I do it? Alright. Steal stuff. Okay, RC, XD. Yeah, this is familiar.
That is why we invested in you.
Yep. Yep.
Battlefield positioning can make the difference
Yeah,
between
so
a
this is
live
what-
asset and a dead one.
Push off, jump towards a wall. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, so you can't wall run, but you can jump on the wall. Wall run again. Okay. Yep. Where we at? Next objective.
Interesting.
Omni move.
What else can you show us? Your physical metrics
yes,
are being
so
recorded
sprint.
for analysis.
Yes, sprint.
Push yourself.
Sprint in any direction. Slide. You can slide backwards. I don't know how that works. You could sprint backwards. All right. I'm not too sure how sliding backwards works. But shoot any target. Yeah, this is a bit different from. I know last year they introduced the Omni movement. Is that it? Ah.
Keep delivering results and people will notice.
Yeah. Close quarters.
Disposing of threats to the corporation by any means necessary is why you were hired.
Ah, okay. Fun. Alright. Okay, alright. Oh, that's... Alright.
No time to waste. Keep moving. The guild values self-expression, as long as it does not conflict with company interests.
Okay. That's cool. I like this. This is cool. This is in previous games as well. I've never really interacted with. No. I'm not much of an emote person. Oh no, in Fortnite. Yeah, I really like emotes in Fortnite. Open the spray. Okay, sure.
That concludes the evaluation. Your manager will contact you with your results.
Okay. So let's. So one of the reasons I think it is an important aspect as to why Call of Duty is still around is really the first answer most people would probably have, which is the brand. The brand of Call of Duty is absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. It is a multi billion dollar It is a multi-billion dollar enterprise. And so because of that, that means they have a lot of money to market. They have a lot of money to get in front of people. They have a lot of money to have different collaborations. They can collaborate with different artists, different IPs. I know that there was a Gundam collab. That was pretty cool. I know that there was there's like a bunch of different horror, so like Michael Myers collabs and all that. And also another thing, because the brand is so large, a lot of people are just gonna play it just because of that. A lot of people like to play what's popular or what's big, what a lot of money has been spent on. People like it. That's why a lot of people play AAA games. That's why a lot of people play AAA games. And so, you know, that's, to me, if someone said, well, why is Call of Duty still around? It's like, what do you mean it's Call of Duty, right? Obviously, it's gonna stick around. Like, come on, what else is what else is there gonna be? Where did this go? So that's one of the first reasons. Okay. So treat everyone with respect, complete with integrity, stay vigilant. Yes. Team deathmatch. We're gonna do some team deathmatch, skirmish, 20v20, gunfight. Okay. Standard. Mosh pit. We're just gonna do some deathmatch. So 10. Okay. Reaper Rick Toth. Razor. I don't really. I mean, I don't know. I'm not really super into the cosmetics. Okay, now I say that, but I did actually buy some cosmetics in a previous Call of Duty game. It was some like anime themed like aesthetics or some anime themed cosmetics. So, you know, I hold on. Let me make sure. Settings. Oh, here it goes. Shoot. Yeah, I did buy some anime themed gun skins. Alright. Now, to be fair, they were pretty cool looking.
Team deathmatch. Black Ops, neutralize all threats.
Voice chat volume. Interface. Is there? No. But yeah,
Leads are. Stay on task.
I played. All right, drop that a bit. Okay, yeah, whoopsie. Let's. Okay, we should be. There we go. All right. So just like any guy in my age range, I played Call of Duty quite a lot when I was younger. I played it with friends. A lot of my schoolmates also played it. And so I used to be pretty good at the game. However, that is no longer the case. I am out of. I'm out of step. I'm not good. I'm rusty. I'm washed. I'm washed, as it were. I'm totally washed. I do wish I was better to some extent, but then also I enjoy games too much to care that much. And I really just appreciate how well made this game is. And I'm going to go over that. That's one of the things I want to talk about. No, I jumped on the wall. That's one of the things I want to talk about, and I guess I'll talk about it now, and I will go back on the point again later. Call of Duty is it's like such a high quality game. It's actually, yeah, it's actually kind of insane how high quality this game is. Like it's actually like really insane how good the game looks, how good the game feels on launch. I mean, we think about modern games. On launch, there is basically no problems. All the servers work. All the servers work. Wow, I whiffed all that. Get him. Yeah, all the servers work on launch. There are no graphical problems. There are no stability problems. I mean, it's perfect. It's like kind of crazy. And no, and I feel like that might be not something people think about too much, because they're so used to the game just like working perfectly that they don't really think about it. But if you don't consistently play Call of Duty year after year, whoa, and you take very, very long breaks like I do, I mean, I notice it. I notice it quite heavily.
Counter that maneuver.
Look.
Hostile sighted.
Whew. I need to. Well, okay, one of the problems I'm already noticing is I'm going like basically silent. Okay, we're gonna need some music. We're gonna need some music. Because it is basically silent. Yeah! Stop! Anyway. I've noticed that I'm going like silent because I'm focused on trying to play. So that's obvious. I mean, I've never played Call of Duty on stream. I've never, in all the years I've been doing this, I've never once. Mostly because I never really played Call of Duty. I never really played Call of Duty. So you know, that's fun. That's fun. That's fun, right? It's fun. It's fun. So I'm going to need to try to figure out how to keep talking on top of playing the game and on top of trying to on top of, oh boy. Yeah, so that that debut stream that we did on Tuesday, I'm gonna be honest, I was not having a good time. I was thinking about it the next day, and I legitimately think I was having like an anxiety attack like the whole stream. like actually, I was thinking about it. I'm like, I was like actually like having like a lot of problems. and because there was like a lot of stuff that went wrong, that was going wrong. There was a lot of stuff that was going wrong right before the stream started, and like I was trying to like get stuff ready, and like you said, I probably should have waited a bit longer to have stuff set up better. Whoa, there's just drones everywhere, bro. What the fuck? I'm not too sure. Oh, okay. No. Let me try to explain it. So I think I was having an anxiety attack was one, because I was launching that new model. And honestly, I was extremely scared about what it would look like on the stream. Because I'd used it before, but I wasn't too sure. And I was like pretty nervous about like, oh, like what if people don't like it? Or like, what if people hate it? Okay. No, that doesn't mean you not being used to it. I'm not like worried about that. I understand that. I was just worried about if someone came in and was like, this looks awful, right? I was super worried about that. But then also, right before the stream, I was like, oh, wait a minute. I should like update a bunch of stuff with the new model. And so I was like rushing to try to like update a bunch of stuff, and stuff like wasn't working. I had my thing switched. Stuff like wasn't working. And so it was like, I was starting to get like super stressed out about the stuff that I wanted to do just not working. And then earlier that day at work, it was just, I had a very bad day. And so it was like a compounding factor where I think as I was like talking, I was just freaking out. Like I was actually like freaking out. And like the next morning after I woke up, like it continued into the next morning until maybe like 10 in the morning the next day. But then eventually I kind of, you know, I kind of like calmed myself down. Yeah, it was not fun. It was not fun. But, you know, like I was saying on stream, because this is like a real thing. There are, okay. So I kind of picture it this way, but there are 3 wolves inside of me. Okay. All right. There's one who I've lovingly named Pride, who all they do is try to like improve my life in like any way possible. Yeah. Any way possible. They try to push me in any way possible to like improve things, and that they mean the best. But sometimes they'll put me in like situations, or they'll put us in like situations where I genuinely don't, I just can't take it. Like it's like physically too much change for me all at once. Oh, that was another thing too. Because I was changing the model, and I was also changing the stream because we didn't cover news on Tuesday, and I kind of scrapped the news section last minute. And so all of that put together, oh my God. and so Pride will like push me into certain directions. And then there's another wolf. I named them Sloth, which essentially is like, no, let's not change anything like ever. Let's just not do anything at all. Let's just stay home, and let's just hide in my room. That's going to be best for us. and so Pride and Sloth will fight like all the time to like, you know, make the decisions. And then there's the third wolf, which I've named Chuck. Come on, get that thing. Yeah, I don't really. No. Okay, so yeah, no, I understand. I don't need to script it. I know that generally people don't. What the heck? What kind of gun is this? Oh, it's a hold down? What the heck? This is a hold down shotgun? No way. That's crazy. Yeah. Whoa. This is crazy. Whoa. What the heck? This is a crazy gun. Hold on. I'm cooking. Ah, get him. I died. Anyway. So yeah, I know I don't need to set up my streams this way, but one of the things I might have talked about in there too, if I really need I really need like very structured. I need something. I need structure. I really need structure in my life. If I don't have structure, I start to, okay. To put it frankly, I just start to freak the fuck out. Like if I don't have like a defined structure with how I do things, I legitimately start to like freak the fuck out. Sometimes at work, I have a very specific routine with how I do stuff. I'm cooking them. Hold on, chat. Hold on. Ah! No, let me do the thing. Get fucked. Yeah. Ow. Yes. So I need a very predetermined structure in my day, or otherwise, to put it frankly, if I don't have a like defined structure and I follow that structure every day, my day is ruined. My day is actually ruined. Like there will be times in work where my specific structure and the order in which I do things changes. So, you know, I have specific tasks. Do I? Well, yeah. Okay, I was gonna say, well, they're German, but you know, I don't know if that's mean. Aren't a lot of German people like that? From what I understand, a lot of people from Germany are like very much like that. But yeah, so there would be some times where, and it's like a timing thing too, right? So there would be like, I want to do specific things, like specific parts of my job I want to do at specific times of the day. So like every day between like noon and 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I eat lunch. And so sometimes, you know, it'll be noon. Sometimes it'll be 1 o'clock, just depending on what I'm doing. But if it goes past that, if I don't eat lunch until like 2 o'clock, I kind of start to freak out. I kind of start to freak out because one, I know that if my day, how do I say this? How do I say this? So I know the amount of work that I have, and I know how long it takes to get done. And so if the time that I usually have for it isn't there, I start to freak out because I'm like, I'm not going to get my work done. Right. And so that's part of it. That's kind of part of it, because I don't have anybody else to help me. So it's all kind of on me. This sounds crazy. It's all kind of on me. So if I'm not getting that work done, it just falls on me, and it can be difficult for me. Just really stressful. And so, but like I was saying earlier, I have a very rigid structure with how I do things. So at certain times of the day, I'll do certain things, and I have time frames. I have timers on. I have timers on my phone. Whoa, double kill. Yeah, I have timers on my phone that for certain things, so they last a certain amount of time, and I'll reset it so many times. And that helps me kind of do that. But on days like Tuesday or days like today, where it's just not working. Nothing's working. Things are taking longer than they should, or I'm spending too much time on certain tasks. It all kind of starts to compound, and by the time it hits about 5 or 6 o'clock at night, I start to, like, legitimately, I start to kind of crash out. I will start crashing out at work. Now I'm like by myself, so no one hears it, which is good. It's good. It's good no one hears it. Yeah. But so because of all that, if my structures change kind of at all, if like things change in whatsoever in ways that I'm not prepared for, like if pride pushes too much and like tries to change too many things at once, oh boy. Oh boy. things get a bit too much for me. But then the thing is so Chuck, once we're kind of in the thing and Pride's kind of put us in the thing, Chuck kind of takes over, and he'll just, you know, he's a cool guy. He's a cool guy. Loadouts, hybrids, all right. Oh, I'm Chuck. Yeah. Chuck's playing. Chuck's chilling. It's kind of absurd. Just saying it out loud is like so absurd. But like, I guess it kind of helps. It kind of helps explain why I am the way I am. But like, why am I like this? I don't know. No, I do know. Like, I was trying to do something today. Pride was trying to push me into doing something. And I was honestly kind of freaking out like today because of it. And like that didn't help. Ugh. But we're all trying to do our best. We're all trying to do our best. What is this? So equip 3 perks from the same. Oh, okay, never mind. It's kind of funny just saying it out loud. I do think oh, there's 2 wolves and there's 2 wolves inside of me. I think that memes is like really funny. I think it's honestly hilarious. I love the pictures of them too. It's great. I made a clip out of that when I was talking about it before, and someone commented, and they were like, "You what?" You have what inside you? Good stuff, man. Whoa. This is not a good lane to be down. I don't think. No, stop. Don't shoot me. Don't shoot me. Whoa. Ow. Yeah, I'm enjoying this so far. This feels good. This feels great. Stop. We'll go through one more match and then we'll something. So, oh, actually, let me go back to what you were talking about earlier. I don't think I fully answered it. So you were talking about how I don't need to script my streams, and yeah, I did explain I need to have some sort of structure. And so when I don't have the structure in the streams and I kind of don't know what I'm doing, yeah, that kind of freaks me out. Not really knowing what I'm doing and not knowing what I'm going to be talking about and not really having any idea, just kind of rolling with it. Yeah, I just can't do that. That's not how this works. That is not how this works at all. So the reason I created the Snowy Show in the first place was to kind of solve that dilemma.
Enemy UAV detected.
Solve that dilemma so I'm not as worried. Or I don't sit there. I don't sit there at and stare at the start stream button. Because that's, I'm gonna be honest, that's sometimes I would do that. Whoa! No! Leave me alone! These fucking drones! Stop! No! So, but another thing, the reason is I script it is because I turned my Friday deep dives into a video. Doing it this way actually helps quite a lot with editing. Yeah, so it helps a lot with editing. Stop. No, go away. So it helps a lot with editing. And actually this week, No, last week. Were you here? No, you were here. Yeah, you were here. Yeah, was I? Yeah, no, you were here. You were here. So last week we were talking about Vampire Survivors. I really enjoyed the way that stream came out. I really enjoyed the structure and how after the fact the video was formatted. And so I was like, oh, okay, I think I might have something here. I think I might have like a good idea here. And so what I spent a little bit doing the next day, Saturday. Why do I got to work on Saturday? What's up with that? It's crazy. It's crazy. Why do I got to work on Saturdays? I can't believe my boss. Can't believe it. Yeah, so I spent the next day kind of thinking a better way to approach. I was thinking of a better way to approach making. No. Sorry. Good thing I have a noise limiter. So I'm getting pretty loud. Get out of here. What was I saying? Yeah, so I think I have a pretty good template. And so what I did is I actually I took storytelling progression, like a storytelling progression like template, and I put that onto the I kind of built that into our deep dives. So it's gonna, we're gonna have some more like story progression. So I think it's gonna be a little bit more entertaining how we talk about stuff. And so we're also going to be, you know, progressing a topic, slowly progressing a topic through a stream. So whilst we're playing a game, we're also going to be progressing through a topic, which then makes it easier for me to edit it in a more entertaining way. And it's a quicker way as well, because I can very easily pop between different subjects, see where I move on from a subject, see where I'm talking about a certain subject. And so that's kind of the reason I script them. One, it helps me better mentally. So let me be honest, I already went insane. No, I'm like, I'm not going insane. I already went insane. So I'm like past that. I'm past that point. Yeah, I'm already crazy. so I don't got to worry about that, thankfully. It's just how much do I progress? How do I try to make sure that I'm not going as crazy, right? Right. That's the goal right there. How do I maintain the little sanity I have left? That's really what I'm trying to do here. No. Yes and no. That's I joke. I do joke a little bit. But I also don't. Whoa. Jeez. I broke his nose. Whoa. What? All right. Yeah. Yeah. See, but this is what I mean. It sounds crazy. I don't know how else to contextualize it. It's weird. It's really weird. Because there's a, I mean, I wouldn't call myself an extroverted person, but I'm not introverted. I'm not. I have no problem with talking to people, and I have no problem like pursuing things. I don't really have a problem with any of that. It's just like a mentality thing where I'll think about it too much and I'll psych myself out. And so I just me psyching myself out, I just apply, I just assume Sloth is taking over. Whoa. Huh. But it sounds crazy. I know. But I am partially crazy. I've kind of lost it. I've kind of lost it, if I'm being honest. But that's good. That's good. It builds character. I am so unrelentingly optimistic because I'm crazy. That's why. That's why. That's why I'm like this.
Prep for exit. Gotta cover losses.
Little kitty's sleeping. Whoa! I was the. Oh! See? I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Yeah. Wow! Look at that pro move. Wow! Wow! Look at that. And then they blew me up. Oh, they didn't. Yeah, look at me. All right. Oh, I wasn't number one. Never mind. I got the best play though. Anywho. So, yeah, I think one of the main reasons Call of Duty is still popular is because of its brand. It has a lot of money behind it, it has a lot of marketing behind it, and also because of how much money is behind it, a lot of people are just gonna gravitate to it. But the next thing is nostalgia. This series being 20 years old, 20 plus or so years old, going before Call of Duty 4, a lot of people grew up playing it, me included. So a lot of people have very, very good memories from the times they grew up playing it. And so because of that, it kind of carries people into the future. It carries people now. And now a lot of people did sour on the game, and that's fair. But I think there also is a reality where a lot of people are still playing the game or still engaging with the franchise because they grew up playing it. It's like when you're younger, you went to McDonald's a lot, but now you're a lot older, and so you remember going to McDonald's a lot when you were younger and liking it. And so you've liked it all these years, so you know, why not? Why not just why not just keep playing it? That is actually a really big thing that companies try to do. Specifically, I don't want to say specifically McDonald's, but there are a lot of companies, Call of Duty included, who want to make sure that they are introduced to people. Well, this is just like a marketing thing as well. You want to try to introduce your brand to a certain demographic of people at a certain time in their life. Because that specific time, I don't remember exactly what it is. I think it's between the ages of like 12 and 15. Kids between the ages of 12 and 15 kind of imprint a lot of their the brands that they like. They're really gonna find them how do I say this? When they are 12 and 15, if they start using those brands, then they're gonna probably use them the rest of their life. And so a lot of brands try to make sure to get in front of kids at that age. Now I know in certain countries, there are certain countries like the European Union that have stricter laws on advertising to children. In the US, we have something called COPPA. So that's the child. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it stands for, but it's a law, or it's a restriction. I'm not too sure exactly, but it basically restricts advertising to children, to very young children, or it has to be very, very, very specific. You have to follow very strict guidelines if you want to advertise to children. Now, the ages of 12 and 14, like I was saying earlier, those aren't as regulated. The US doesn't have too many regulations around advertising, so it's a bit more deregulated than other countries. So yeah. And so a lot of people or a lot of companies want to try to make sure they get in front of kids. Make sure they get in front of kids at certain age ranges. So they become nostalgic about it. So that Call of Duty specifically, you know, is in kids' lives for like years because it's about the money, right? They can make so much money off of like a lifetime. So it's in their best interest, which, you know, whether that's a good thing or not, I leave that up to your own. I'll leave that up to your own political beliefs. I will say neither. Whoa. Whew. No. Okay. So usually we will cover 2 games on the Friday show. No, not 2 games. So when we're doing a deep dive, generally we'll be playing a game that's either relevant to the deep dive, and then after the deep dive's over, we will switch to another game. Like we've been playing The Outer Worlds 2. But because this game there's not sufficient disk space to continue recording. No, I ran out of disk space. Uh-oh. Hold on. Uh-oh. Video. Okay, here, I gotta delete some stuff. Where is this? 10:02. I record literally every stream. Like literally every single stream. I have like gigs upon gigs. Gigs upon gigs of. And I just don't go back to delete it. No. Hold on. I'm gonna I gotta clear this out. Empty my recycle bin. Okay, hold on. I should have more. There we go. And that's why I saw. Yeah. Yeah, I get a little lazy sometimes. That's not sloth. That's just me. That's just me. That's not anybody else. No. That's just me. It's just who I am. It's just who I am. I can't help it. Sometimes I just don't want to do extremely simple tasks. I don't know what it is. Because I think about it, I'm like, wow, this takes like maybe a couple seconds. But like, why would I do this when why would I choose to spend my 3 to 4 seconds doing this when I could not do that? And what am I going to spend that time doing? No, absolutely nothing. I will spend absolutely no time. That time's not being saved. It's not being used. No, that's not. That's not how this works here. Better use of my time. Come on. Yeah. Oh, What was I talking about? I was talking about something. Can we go that way? Oh, it's up that way. Ah. Whoa. Ow! I was talking about something. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So we're only going to be focusing on this game today. I figured we're going to spend about 2 hours because it's about 11 o'clock now. So we got about another hour to finish up. But because this game launched today, I felt like, oh, this is good timing. This is good timing. Yeah, I do. Those are 2 problems I need to fix. I need to get better at time management. You know, funny, I work really, so in like work, like IRL, I work so much better when I'm around people. It's kind of weird. I think when I first started my job, I just kind of, I don't know. It's like in my head for some reason, I just work a lot better when I'm around people. And so I try to be around people when I'm doing this. Like, obviously, you know, you talking is really helpful. It keeps me on schedule. But also when I'm like, when I'm like not streaming and I'm like working on stuff. Wow. When I'm not streaming and I'm working on stuff, I will be in a Discord with just literally anybody, just like random people in that VTuber Discord that I'm in. I will just be in there talking to other VTubers. And I get so much work done. It's kind of crazy, actually. I get a ton done. And it's like really helpful. So that's, you know, that's good for the time management. But the sleep schedule, yeah, well. Yeah, that's yep. So, like I was saying, nostalgia is I think a very important part to long-lasting brands. Specifically, in Call of Duty's case, I really believe it is one of probably the core reasons as to why it's been around for so long. Another reason, I think, is the gameplay. The gunplay, in my humble opinion, has been nearly perfect. Look at Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, Call of Duty World at War, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, so on and so forth. There have been very, very few flaws in the actual second-to-second gunplay and gameplay of these games compared to other games in its genre. Now, I know there's a lot of people who probably wouldn't agree with this. That's fine. You know, I respect your opinion. But to me, when I look at this game and I look at what we're playing right now, I mean, genuinely, I truly believe this. Call of Duty is the best first-person arena shooter by far. Nothing, and I mean nothing else can compare to how well this game runs, how well this game feels, how well this game looks, and how well this game sounds. It is masterclass. They have basically perfected the shooter formula. And so, I mean, that's obviously, if the gunplay wasn't good, if the gameplay wasn't good, you know, the game's not going to stick around for long. Or if the gunplay and gameplay declined for a couple years in a row, people are going to fall off. So Call of Duty is not just because of the brand. It's not just because of the nostalgia. It's not even just because of the gunplay. to move on to our next point, the crest.
UAV detected.
I believe one of the largest reasons why Call of Duty has still continually stuck around after all these years is not just because of those 3 previous points, but very, very specifically something Call of Duty and Call of Duty alone can do, in that it can release yearly because of the amount of money Call of Duty has behind it, because of the amount of money Call of Duty makes every year in its pricing structure and its monetization models. It is able to release a nearly perfect game every single year for nearly 20 years through constant revamping and or dropping / adding features. It has been able to maintain a consistent and large and increasing player base over these past 20 years, which any other entertainment medium has an extremely difficult time doing. Now I'm glazing a lot. I understand that. I understand that. And I think that's a fair assessment of my statement. But it's true. And it's hard to
Hostiles released a skewer.
it's hard to disregard these points. It really is. You can't just ignore this fact. And I truly believe these are the reasons why Call of Duty has stuck around for so many years. Now, what I think is also interesting, something that I think is important to talk about, is what I was saying earlier, which Call of Duty,
UAV established above.
through its success, has been able to essentially compound on itself over this past couple decades, essentially establishing a moat around itself, making it the predominant shooter in the space, making it the predominant shooter in the genre, and also making it so that basically no other shooter can really compete. When we talk about other shooters, and I wanted to bring this point up as well, there's other shooters out there that basically try to copy Call of Duty. Okay. They try to copy the genre and like what it's doing. They try to copy the first person fast-paced arena shooter. And while there are some successes, they are not forever. They do not last forever. These Call of Duty clones, you want to call them that, they cannot stay around for long. Very, very specifically, because this genre, hold on.
Hostiles released a skewer.
Okay. I don't talk about it here. Let me. So this genre's old. And I want to talk about specifically because I don't mention it anywhere else in our show. But this is really the reason I wanted to bring this up in the first place, was the fact that this genre, what we are playing now, what we are looking at on screen, is not much different from what Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare originally brought us back in 2007. If we think about it, obviously the graphics have changed a lot. And obviously the gunplay has gotten better, everything has gotten better. But the core of what we are doing has not changed. It is essentially the same product. This is why the statement where people will compare Call of Duty, the new yearly Call of Duty, to a new coat of paint come from. And it's true. It really is. This is basically the same game from 2007. Now, it's improved a lot, but
UAV established above.
it, how do I say this? But because of the success Call of Duty has had, and because of the money that's behind it, it can still keep the same gameplay formula for nearly 2 decades. It can. And the only reason people haven't completely given up on these series is because every single year they are either adding new features, they are either taking away unpopular features, or they're adding completely new features. Did I already say completely new features? I might have said that already. And something I did notice that I think is interesting to mention is I've noticed something Call of Duty will do is they will take away features of the game only to just bring them back a couple years later to fanfare. They will advertise features that they took away in previous games and then brought back in the future as a selling point, which, I mean, to me is kind of strange, but I think I can kind of understand where they're coming from, where they are doing this because they know people are going to buy the game. They're going to try the game again. They're going to come back every single year to see these new features, see the new things, try the new things, feel the new things. You know, this is an aspect. I mean, this is Call of Duty's marketing teams and sales teams. So they know this is what they're doing. I think it's an interesting factor, but because Call of Duty releases every year, they can get away with this. They can get away with essentially not changing the core of what Call of Duty is too much, and just doing a couple things here and there, adding a couple things, changing a couple things, and people will get sick of it. But most people are okay with it because at the end of that year, before the next Call of Duty launches, they're bored. They're bored of the game. They're not going to play the game. Some people only play Call of Duty, no other games at all. Literally at all. They come home from work. They have maybe 30 minutes to an hour of free time, and they play Call of Duty. And this is all they've been doing for the past 15 plus years, 18 years, however long. And for a lot of people, this is a comfort. This is a comfort game. They can sit here, turn on some music, turn on YouTube, and relax while playing Call of Duty for a while. And thinking about it now, I think that is an aspect that is important to also talk about. How these games can be comfort games. These games can exist in a space where you keep coming back to them. One, because of nostalgia, but two, because you feel comfortable with it. And when it's not around, you know, you feel kind of weird. And so I think Call of Duty's kind of built that space for a lot of people. So that's another aspect why the yearly structure works. But this is what I mean when I say that no other game, no other franchise can do this. No other franchise can do this. No other first-person shooter can release yearly. That's not a physical or financial reality for a lot of these. For a lot of these publishers or game developers. It's just because of how long these games take to make, it's just not how this works. And so teams will spend literally years just working on a single release. And a lot of the time, these Call of Duty clones, you want to call them that, they are free to play games. They are free to play games, which does get in a lot of people. But because the floor is so low, a lot of people just kind of come in and leave. There's not really much of people staying for a long time, which, I mean, you know, but because because these companies aren't really getting that $60 or that $40 or that $30, whatever they would charge, they're losing out on a lot of funding to be able to release another one every year. I talk about Fragpunk specifically. Fragpunk is the most recent one that's come to mind, where it's essentially a Call of Duty like game. It's an arena shooter, first person arena shooter, but there's a couple little twists. One of the twists is they have card game aspects. So there's these cards that you can use and that you can get that do different effects. Like one is a card that makes all your bullets homing. So all your bullets home in on the other players. Another one is a card which you activate and it will turn enemy players' heads into like big head mode, essentially. And so they have those different types of aspects that kind of change up formula. But because the genre is, I mean, it's an 18-year-old genre, right? It's the same formula. Because the fundamental formula hasn't changed too much, there's not really much there. On the gameplay itself, the gameplay itself is not enough to keep people. It's just not. And that's the unfortunate thing about this space, where generally these games just don't last. Because the gameplay itself, while it might be good, it's not enough to keep people, since the gameplay is essentially 18 years old. And innovation is difficult in this very specific type of game. It's difficult to innovate. So, you know, a lot of other games who try this formula, they tend to struggle or just collapse altogether. The games themselves, not the developers. Well, I mean, maybe the developers, but but one of the things that I think is important to talk about that I want to bring up, and you're not going to believe this, but I'm going to talk about Monster Hunter. I was going to bring Monster Hunter into this somehow. Listen. I'm going to try in every way possible from now on to try to somehow fit Monster Hunter into every discussion. I'm gonna try my hardest to fit Monster Hunter somehow. I will wedge it into every single discussion I can. So Monster Hunter is my favorite franchise by far. But what Monster Hunter has done very specifically, you could compare it a lot to Call of Duty in this very specific way. Monster Hunter has essentially built its own genre of game, much like Call of Duty has done. Now, while Call of Duty was not the original, arena shooter, it really did redefine arena shooters and how they exist. And because of Monster Hunter's success and what it's done, other companies have tried to copy it. Have been other Monster Hunter like games. Think of Wild Hearts. Think of God Eater 1, God Eater 2. Think of Dauntless. These games, however, they haven't really made it. Dauntless did last for a long time. I played Dauntless and I did really enjoy the game. Sadly, it doesn't exist anymore. Oh boy, that could be a whole deep dive by itself. So I won't go into it. But Dauntless isn't around anymore. Wild Hearts, this was a EA attempt to break into the Monster Hunter genre. And truth be told, I really enjoyed Wild Hearts. I really appreciated the aspects of the game. I really appreciated the combat. I appreciated the art style. I appreciated the care that the developers brought to the game. One of the aspects that I really loved about Wild Hearts was that after you hunted the monster, what would happen is the monster would be left there basically defeated. And what your character would do is they would walk up to the monster and take out their sword, and they would execute the monster. But immediately after they executed them, they would bow and show respect to the creature they just slayed. And I really, really, really appreciate that fact. And that just little thing that Monster Hunter, Wild Hearts did. Monster Hunter Wilds, sorry, I'm getting my words. Monster Hunter very specifically has a very, very deep respect for ecosystems and ecology. And they take very, very great care in making sure that everything that they put in the game makes sense in the ecology of the universe. And so Wild Hearts doing that, and in Monster Hunter, all monsters are shown respect. Every single part, once you hunt a monster, every single part is used of the monster. Whether in game it happens or not, every single part of a monster is used. Nothing goes to waste. And so, you know, that kind of aspect kind of carries through in Wild Hearts. Now, Wild Hearts does have some problems with its combat. It's nowhere near as polished as Monster Hunter. But like Call of Duty, Monster Hunter has essentially created a moat around itself, where for other games to really break into the genre and take market share, they have to put a lot in. They have to put a ton of resources in to be able to get over that moat, to be able to get over that difference in quality. And much like Call of Duty, like we were talking about earlier, there's other Call of Duty clones that they just can't match the quality. They do not have the money. They do not have the resources. They don't have the time. And frankly, these companies can't take that risk. They can't take that risk, putting literally tens of millions of dollars behind this, behind a Call of Duty clone. Like, come on, they just can't do it. And so Call of Duty has created essentially a moat around itself, establishing itself as a dominant force in this genre, which is, along with the yearly releases, one of the reasons why it has been able to maintain its presence for all these years. So the summit. So going back through it, Call of Duty has maintained a, hold on, let me, so going back through it, Call of Duty has maintained a very tight grip hold on this genre. No, hold on, let me restart. Hold on, sorry. Give me a second. Okay, so going back to it, Call of Duty has maintained essentially brand dominance in this genre. No other game can even match the amount of marketing and push and motion that Call of Duty has. With its yearly release structure on top of that, it maintains a constant, it's a constant in people's lives. There is a constant effort every single year around November to push the new Call of Duty, along with Call of Duty Warzone being a constant in people's lives. This reinforces the brand dominance, reinforces people coming back every year, along with a truly unmatched quality. A truly unmatched quality. Yeah, a truly unmatched quality compared to every other game in this series. And so that's truly why Call of Duty is still around. So the peak. What's next? Call of Duty is and will be the longest and largest lasting arena shooter. Other shooters are going to continue to try to copy the formula. I believe they're all going to fail. If one does come around to enter the market and does take market share, I would be very surprised. More likely than not, it's just not going to happen. Nobody else has the resources. Nobody else has the time. Nobody has the ability to cross that moat. But what other games will try to do is they will take aspects of Call of Duty, the fantastic gunplay, and they will essentially yoink and twist their games into taking what worked best for Call of Duty, but not what's going to work best for them. And they're going to take it and make it their own. And they're going to take it and make their own thing out of it. And so, in conclusion, Call of Duty should have died. So why didn't it? Because it's easily the best shooter in the market. It has extremely high brand dominance. It has unmatched quality. It has the ability to release every year. It has 18 years of history to work off of, bringing a ton of nostalgia. And all those put together means that Call of Duty is not going to go anywhere anytime soon. Huh? How you like that? Yeah. That was pretty good. I like that. I was cooking there. I was cooking there, wasn't I? Oh, goodness. Hold on. Hold on. We're gonna ay. Whew. Yeah, I need a breath. I think I was just, how long was I talking for? I think I talked for like 20 minutes straight. Like, hold on. Ugh. I'm kind of sweating, I'm not gonna lie. Let's give me some. Where is Lefree? Whew. That was good. All right. Yeah, that was good. That was a really good discussion. I love it. I'm gonna have a good time editing that. Really good time editing that. Yeah. So yeah. I feel good about it. I feel good about this. Yeah, I really like this formula. I really like this. I really like this. Because I start to get like really into it. Because I'm gonna be honest. About like 4 to 5 hours ago, I had literally no idea how I was gonna approach this subject. But like the funny thing is once I start writing, once I start like putting the information together and I'm able to like understand the concepts, like I'm able to write down like one of the specific points I really wanted to hit was the fact that the genre hasn't really evolved, right? And so like being able to like, hey, I remember that point and I wrote it down, and being able to like have it all prepped, oh, it's great. And like I already have like a title. I have like 3 thumbnails. Oh, you want to see the thumbnails? Here, I'm gonna show the thumbnails. I'm gonna see which one you like the most. Hold on one second. God, I love this song so much. I love this song so much. Lefry, the Lefry original soundtrack from Maple Story is by far one of my most beloved OSTs. Easily. It's such, it's, God, it's so good. It's so good. I love it so much. Okay, so hold on. Yeah, it's just so, and now so that was actually a fan cover of it, but I mean the original song is just so beautifully composed. It's just really, gosh, I love it. I love it so much. Okay. Okay. So these are the three. Yeah, so these are the three. Oh, hold on. Okay, so these are the three thumbnails. I'm kind of leaning more towards like this one, this one in the bottom. Hold on. That one. Yeah, I'm kind of. Hold on. That one. I'm kind of leaning more towards that one. I'm kind of leaning more towards like the bottom left one. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning more towards this. I think it works really well. So it does a couple things. One, the text is really good. The font I'm using is called Impact, and I think it really works well. But then the character on the side is really memorable. It's a pretty memorable character in the series. But also, so the text is, you know, white, red, white, typical. Just it works. So yeah, you fall asleep. But yeah, I'll probably be using that one. Oh, we'll probably be using that one. I think it looks pretty good. Hey, don't step on the keyboard. All right. What should we do? What should we do? We do something. We got like 30 minutes left. I think I'm kind of Call of Duty'd out. I'm Call of Duty'd out. So let's try to figure out something else to do real quick. It's a little game we can play. It's a little game we can play. um do 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 let's Hey, no, you get down from there. No, get off the keyboard. Get off the keyboard. I have like actually here, let me stop. Yeah, you stop. I'm getting on the keyboard. Here, give me 1 second. I can pull up a picture. Oh. Got around here somewhere. Ah, here we go. I don't know what kind, like, I don't know exactly. You're sitting on the mouse. Yeah, this is my cat. Say hi. This is Boba. Boba the cat. Yeah. Yeah, that's who you are. This is so yeah, he has like stripes, but he also has like caramel, like streaks, like dark caramel. So he's, and like, you know how like sometimes cats when they get older they'll get like burnt, so they get like darker. They I say that Boba is getting, he's like a burnt caramel Boba. Yeah, that's who you are. Yeah. No, that's not good. That's not good. What are you looking at? You see a ghost, huh? You see a ghost? No, that's just a plant. You can't mess with that. So they're scared of us. That's funny. Um. What to do? Hey, stop. Get off the keyboard. I find like it's like oh, hold on. Oh man. All right, now. Is this just gonna be? Okay. La la la. Yeah, this is great. I love this music. Okay, here we go. Okay, we're gonna play Tetris. I didn't know what else to play. If I'm being honest. How does this work? Oh. Okay. Oh. How does you go. Bam. 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 Yeah, just fill out the rest of the time. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I thought the that last segment would take a bit longer, but I really cooked at the end, so it didn't take as long. Which I guess is good. Can't put that there. Here? Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Did oh, all right. Yeah, I haven't played Tetris in a super long time. And this is like free too, which is nice. Because I found like Tetris games that are like it's really weird because you'll find some that are just like knockoffs and that kind of like suck. And it's always kind of weird. But I'm happy like this is like the official like official Tetris. This, where should we put this? Right here? Oh boy, we're kind of screwed here, aren't we? Ah, there you go. That works. Ah, perfect. All right. Uh-oh. 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 We're gonna, oh. See, I knew what I was doing. It was all part of the plan. Uh-oh. Well, shoot. Okay, we're gonna have to, let me, that there. Bam. All right. All right. Bam. See? 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 I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional. Yeah, I'm not really too sure like what else I can like add to this. It's not really much commentary I can do. Oh, you know what'd be funny? You know what'd be funny if we did. Okay, so eventually we'll go back to doing more like philosophy related topics. When I think of one, we'll go back to it. And I was thinking about maybe, oh god, so good. So good. So what was I thinking about? Think about something. I was thinking about doing one specific topic. What was it? I think. Oh, okay. I think one of the things that I might talk about is like what is good. Like, because I know we talked about like what is good character, but like I want to specifically like good and evil. I want to try to like specifically like talk about that. I'm not too sure. Yeah, I'm not too sure if I want to like approach that or like how I would approach that. But I think I can do it in a way that works. And I think taking this, taking this new formula for how I'm approaching No! No! Yeah, taking... Uh-oh. Taking this new formula for how I'm approaching making the videos is going to be a lot easier for me to be able to more effectively communicate the topic I'm trying to discuss. Yeah. So that's a good thing. That is indeed a good thing. See? I know what I'm doing. Hold on, let me cook. Oh. But with that being said, whether we talk about that specific topic or not. And like the thing is, the thing that's like kind of weird for me is like I understand these things. I understand these things to some certain extent, and I feel like they're like pretty basic ideas. But on one hand, I think it's good. See what I did there? Gosh darn. Okay, stop getting sidetracked. So I think it's a good thing to talk about these things, so that way, when we have future discussions, I can look back on those videos and point back to, hey, remember when we talked about this thing, right? And so in making those videos, it's essentially just helping ease the discussion on future topics, right? And so, you know, that's kind of how I'm looking at like kind of approaching them. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's kind of how I'm looking at approaching them. So having... Hey, what are you doing? Oh, he's messing with his toy. Boba has a favorite toy that he really loves playing with. He'll get really like mad at me if I don't play with him like immediately as I get home. He'll just like stare at me. Very, very upset that I'm not immediately playing with him. Playing with his favorite toy. Uh-oh, this isn't good. This is no bueno. No bueno. Uh-oh. Chat, we're screwed. Chat, we're screwed. No! Yes, no. Yeah, look at that. I got a high score. Yeah. Yeah, but the discussions we'll have in the future will be essentially jumping off points, so that future discussions we can be like, hey, you remember when we talked about this thing? That's kind of... But also, I kind of wanted to play Monster Hunter whilst having those discussions. So if we are is this gonna pop up? No. If we are if we aren't like talking about a specific game, I'm probably gonna go play Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm gonna play Monster Hunter Wild, and we'll like discuss whilst I'm hunting some like difficult monster, because I think it'll make it more entertaining. I think it's just entertainment. I do really like having that game, like having a game alongside. What happened? Hello? It's not gonna work. I like having that game alongside what we're talking about because it makes it easier. What I'm trying to kind of, actually, you know what? Are we losing frames? No. I remember. Hold on. Yeah, I remember playing this. I remember playing this when I was a lot younger. I would play this. I would play this on my dad's like old like Windows computer. Yeah, I remember playing this. This is great. Hey. What are you doing? What was I talking about? What was I talking about? Oh. Is this not gonna work? Darn it. Is this not gonna work? Come on, man. Aha, there we go. Yeah, I do like the new format. I think it's more engaging. Yeah, so playing a... Oh, wow, okay. Playing a game whilst talking about these things. I'm trying to replicate the... I'm not sure if you've... New theme. Oh, yeah. You're right. We could do this. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. I'll see. I'll try to think about how I can... Oh my god. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so I'm not sure if you've ever had this, but I know a lot of guys have had this kind of thing where they're playing video games together, and at some point in time it's like 3 or 4 in the morning and they're just sitting there running around in circles, just like talking about something, and it's usually like a pretty like deep conversation they're having, and it's like a pretty like, all right. Okay, all right. It's like a pretty like stimulating conversation. And so I'm trying to like replicate that whilst... Come on, give me... I'm trying to like replicate that. Replicate the feeling of that. So we're sitting here talking about something. And so when we're talking about some... Yeah, so when we're talking about some subject... Oh. Some subject. Some like deeper subject. Some philosophical subject. I'm trying to replicate that. But I do like that old games idea. I think that's all right. I think that's interesting. Yeah, I'll think about that some more. All right, man, this ain't working. There we go. Here, we're gonna cut that music. Oh boy. Yeah, but I do like it. I do like the I do like the new setup. It's interesting. Weapons upgraded. Oh, whoopsie. Oh. I guess, yeah, these are all DOS games. Yeah, I'll, maybe there's a, actually, so there was one that I kind of wanted to play. There was one game that I kind of wanted to play, but I'm not really too sure. I don't really know too much about it. I've played it before, but it was so long ago. It was so long ago. I'm not sure if, it's called OpenTTD. It's essentially you're essentially like making, like, how do I say this? You make transportation like logistics. So you make bus lane, you like make bus routes, you make plane routes, you make train routes, like you'll do like all that. You'll make train lines, train stations. Oh. Game over. No. Play one more. What? You went out? Really? Is that what you're saying? You gotta wait a couple minutes. Oop. Oh. That. Oh gosh darn it. Oh. Meow. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right. Fine. 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 I see how it is. All right. Well, we come to another end. It is Friday. It is Friday. It's almost midnight. We're gonna call it here. Well, this was fun. I enjoyed this quite a lot. Friday shows are gonna get better. I feel it. I feel it. I feel it in my. I feel it in my bones. In my bones. My bones. Yeah. So we'll be back Tuesday. So Tuesdays, we're not doing news. I don't know. I was kind of thinking about it. I don't think I'll do the news. I don't know. I'm kind of split on whether I should be doing news or not. Because, like, on one hand, I don't really care too much about the news. But, like, on the other hand, I kind of do. Like, actually, there was an article that just came out saying that Bungie regrets making their latest DLC the way they did. And I think that's such a, like, a wild statement for Bungie to say. Is my background off? No shot. Yeah, so Bungie was like, yeah, we messed up. We shouldn't have made this DLC in this way. And like they just straight up came out and said it. And it's like, what? What do you mean? Like they made Edge of Fate and they're like, yeah, we did this all wrong. It's like, dude, what? So, okay, we might cover that. Because that's actually kind of like an insane statement from Bungie. So we'll talk about that on Tuesday. But like I don't think I always will. Mostly because I feel like it's kind of forced, right? I don't want to like force. I don't really want to force subjects, right? I kind of want them to feel it feels right, right? And I think we can do that in a good way. I think we can do that in a good way where we're like, you know, properly like giving the proper energy to a subject. But it'll be kind of on a, you know, on like a week by week basis whether I decide to do it or not. Anyway. Anywho, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining again. I very much hope you have a good weekend. Hopefully you get some rest. Hopefully you're able to get some rest over this weekend. And I will see you next week. See ya. See ya. Bye bye.